Every generation has its golden boy. But what if the new face of Hollywood isn't carved from the old mold at all? Hey, welcome back to Famous Fortune, where we don't just talk stars, we trace the story behind the spotlight. Today we're asking, is Timothée Chalamet the next Hollywood king? The boy from Hell's Kitchen who became Paul Atreides, Willy Wonka, and Kylie Jenner's +1? Let's go back to the beginning. Timothée Chalamet was born on December 27, 1995, in the heart of New York City, Hell's Kitchen. His mom? A Broadway dancer and NYU acting coach. His dad? A French editor for UNICEF. Talk about culture. He grew up speaking both French and English, spending summers in Le Chambon-sur-Lignon, France. Most actors dream of getting into LaGuardia High School, the fame school. Timothée almost didn't. He applied as a science major. Didn't get in. But when he auditioned for drama, he got in instantly. He had it, that charisma, that introspection. But he wasn't just acting on stage. He was making YouTube skits under the name Modded Controller 360. Skit name? How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse. Yes, really. His first TV gig? Playing the vice president's son on Homeland, and let me tell you, not many teens get to scream at Claire Danes in a hit series. That was 2012. From there, things started moving fast. Law and Order, Loving Leah, indie shorts, but it wasn't until 2014 that a big door opened. In Interstellar, he played young Tom Cooper, Matthew McConaughey's son. And even though the movie barely gave him 5 minutes of screen time, you felt it, that emotion, that restraint, that something. But coming up, he's about to land a role that makes him an Oscar nominee before he can legally rent a car. Stick around, because that's when the story really gets good. Breakthrough years. Last we left off, Timothée was holding his own in Interstellar, with a 5-minute role that still made people whisper, "Wait, who's that kid?" But it wasn't until 2017 that things changed. Forever. Call Me by Your Name. A quiet, sunlit story about longing, loss, and one very famous peach. Chalamet was cast as Elio, a 17-year-old boy spending the summer in Italy when he falls for his father's research assistant. What made it work? He wasn't acting. He was Elio, fluent in French, struggling in silence, confident one second, terrified the next. And yes, the peach scene. No need to explain it. If you know, you know. If you don't, maybe wait till you're alone before Googling. This wasn't just another role, it was the role. Chalamet became the youngest Best Actor Oscar nominee in nearly 80 years. He didn't win that night, but he didn't need to. He arrived, and the industry knew it. What came next was strategic brilliance. Most breakout actors jump into franchises, superhero suits, explosions. Timmy? He zigged while others zagged. In Lady Bird, he was the chain-smoking alt boy you probably dated. In Beautiful Boy, he played a crystal meth addict in emotional collapse. Not easy roles, not flashy, but real. And directors loved him. Wes Anderson, Greta Gerwig, Luca Guadagnino. They weren't just casting a star, they were casting an actor. Now here's a fun myth. Timothée turned down Marvel's Spider-Man role because it was too mainstream. Total bluff. He did audition, but said he totally bombed it, forgot his lines, sweated bullets. The role went to Tom Holland, and the universe stayed in balance. Next up, Dune, Wonka, Don't Look Up. The roles got bigger. But did he lose the quiet magic that made us fall for him? Or did he just evolve into a new kind of star? You're about to find out. Blockbuster Ascent. By 2021, Timothée Chalamet wasn't just the boy we were watching, he was the event. The trailers dropped, the tweets flew, and suddenly The indie prince had become the face of a billion-dollar franchise. Let's talk Dune, Denis Villeneuve's massive sci-fi reboot. Timothée as Paul Atreides, the reluctant messiah caught between worlds. It wasn't just his biggest role, it was his biggest risk. Think about it. This is a dense, cerebral epic, the kind that ends careers if it flops. And it worked. He gave Paul vulnerability, not a warrior yet, but a boy trying to become one. He said it himself. You can't play Paul like a hero. You have to play him like a scared kid. That choice is what made him magnetic. Now, here's where the internet gets spicy. Fake fact number 1. Timothée turned down a multi-film Marvel deal to protect his indie image. Wrong. There's zero proof that he was ever seriously approached by Marvel. Fake fact number 2. He was offered Bond but said no because he doesn't like suits. That's also fake. But hey, can we admit a Gen Z Bond would break the internet? Then came the curveball, Wonka, a musical, a prequel, and a velvet coat that had fans divided. He was the quiet indie boy with a poetry journal. She was the billionaire beauty mogul with 400 million followers. No one saw it coming. Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. April 2023. Rumors spark online. Timothée and Kylie spotted at a private taco night. You think, no way, right? But then, Beyoncé's Renaissance tour. There they are, holding hands, kissing, front row. And suddenly, the internet does what it does best. Spiral. Insider reports even claimed Kris Jenner orchestrated the entire relationship as a cross-branding strategy to get Chalamet into skincare and Kylie into film. Okay, that's fake. But admit it. For a second, it felt real. The actual truth? There's no confirmed PR deal, but their appearances are real. Award shows, family gatherings, even soft launch photos at the Golden Globes. Fans split immediately. One side, Timmy sold out. He's too artsy for the Kardashian machine. The other, let him live. Kings date billionaires too. But Timmy? Silent. No press statements, no podcast rants, just vibes. And that mystery, that silence, is what makes people even more obsessed. Some critics say this marks a shift in his public identity, from soft-spoken actor to Gen Z celebrity. But maybe this is the next chapter. Maybe he's not just being seen differently. Maybe he's choosing it. But now comes the real question. We've seen the roles, we've seen the fame, we've seen the memes, but does he have what it takes to become the next king of Hollywood? Let's break it down. The making of a Hollywood king? He's not the loudest star. He doesn't headline billion-dollar franchises, yet. He doesn't post thirst traps or fight on Twitter. So how did Timothée Chalamet end up on every director's shortlist, every magazine cover, and in every fan's fantasy casting? Let's define the crown. Hollywood's kings, Leo, Denzel, Pitt, Depp. They weren't just famous, they shaped the industry. So what does Timothée bring? Indie roots, critical acclaim, fashion icon status, versatility across genres, mass following, without being overexposed. And he's still only in his 20s. Rumor has it he secretly signed a 10-picture mega deal with Warner Brothers, and the Academy is renaming the Oscars the Chalamets. Obviously that's fake. But what is true? He recently signed a production deal. He's working behind the scenes. He's building his own slate. Up next, he's playing Bob Dylan in a biopic. Yes, guitar, harmonica, total transformation. This role could define a new arc, from gifted actor to all-time great. Because a king doesn't just appear,
He adapts, evolves, creates. Will he win an Oscar? Probably. Will he direct? Possibly. Will he go the way of Depp or DiCaprio? Only time and choices will tell. From peach orchards to space wars, candy factories to stadium kisses, Timothée Chalamet might not be your typical movie star, but maybe that's exactly why he's next in line for the crown. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Subscribe for more cinematic deep dives and let me know, whose rise should we chart next?